Welcome student. Today we will discuss about lines and angles. So lines and angles is a very important part of geometry. Why it is very much important? So the lines and angles are very much important because if you want to learn geometry well, you have to come first the point, lines, angles, then different geometric figure. So lines and angles is such a good part of geometry that you must have to know it. And one thing, geometry is a subject, it is readily available. You can see in the nature, you can see its presence in the nature. Like first, where we are living in a solar system. Solar system, is all the stars are like circular. In two dimension you can say 2D, or a sphere in 3D. Like this sphere you can say like that, it's a 3D. So geometrical concept, geometrical part are readily presence in the nature. You can see the presence of it. So different lines is very common part in nature. Distance is a very common part in nature. So lines, angles, point, different geometrical figure are a property of nature. So and it's also an important property of mathematics also. Sorry, not property, it's an important part of mathematics also. So you have to know well. And those the student who want to learn mathematics well, who want to do mathematics well, who will do higher study in mathematics or science, they should know lines and angles. Why I am telling, you can understand when I am doing or I am showing you the importance of lines and angles. So it's a class 7 NCERT syllabus concept. NCERT class 7 math syllabus. This may be in chapter 5. Chapter 5. So why you should know lines? Why you should know angle? So let me tell first thing in geometry, what is point? Tell me. Tell me what is point? Point is a basically it's a theoretical concept. That means point is a geometrical figure which has no dimension. But is it true? It's not that much true. So dimension, if you are in class, if you go in class 11, you will know there is a concept limit. So its limit means it is showing that limit a variable x tends to 0. So that means its dimension tends to 0. Its dimension tends to 0. Which dimension? A point's dimension tends to 0, but not exactly 0. So first thing, write down with me, it's an important concept that the which is point, what is point? The dimension of a point tend to 0, but not exactly 0. So note it down first, then I will go lines. So it is a points definition of points property. Again, what is line? Line is assuming if we join different points like that, It is a gap here, but in the reality, sorry, in theoretically there is no gap, and reality also there is no gap. So if we arrange points in a step by step or back to back fashion, then it will be line. Then it will be line. So hope you have written it. So I am erasing it. So line is arranging points in a back to back or step one by one fashion so that we are getting line. So okay. So again I am telling you that again if we are there is a line and there is a line, then the concept of angle is coming here. Then the concept of angle is coming here. So if the two line joins or cuts at a particular point, then the portion in between them is called angle. So what you have learned up to now, is point, line and angle. You have learned up to now is point, line and angles. So let it do with a colorful pen so that it will be more interesting to understand and read. So first one you have learned point, second one you have learned line, third one you have learned angle. Not totally learned, you have only learned the definition. You have learned only the definition, point, line, angle. So now the main concept is coming here. If two lines are not will not meet each other for infinite to infinite, so then it's a parallel line. Before the line, I am telling you what is line. Basically line is like that. Why I am giving arrow? Tell me, in line definition, why I or lines picture, why I am giving arrow? You know, because in the lines definition it is told there is no starting or ending, no start or end for the lines. So it will start from infinite and go to infinite. So there is no meaning the start of end point. Find out the start or end point of a line. So what we basically deal with, we deal with this portion of line or segment of line. So each is the segment, so it has endpoint, and like AB, it has endpoint and starting point. Okay. Another thing, why? Tell me why the light comes from sun is called sun ray. Why it is not called sunlight? Sunline. Yes. So a question is, if it is a sun, if it is a sun, so why it's called sun ray, not sun line? You can give me answer in the next class. It's my question. But eventually I will give you the definition of ray. So why the ray, why the light comes from sun? It is called sun rays, not sunlight. Because the definition of ray is, because the definition of ray is, it has one close point, another open point. So you can give me answer in a better way next class. It's a hint for you that definition of ray is hint for you. Definition of what is the definition of ray? Ray has one close point, one open point. But for the sun, why it is telling ray? You have to give proper answer. Next class, next topic is parallel line. So you have learned ray, you have learned line segment, you have learned line. Okay. So now what is intersecting line or parallel line. So now come here. Now come here in that board. So it's two things are there: intersecting line and parallel lines. So intersecting line means which line cuts each other. Parallel means which do not cut each other in infinite through infinite to infinite. So it will go. So intersecting line is very easy. It is the intersecting line, and it is a parallel line. It will go infinite to infinite. So basically, we can tell it. It is an axiom. So do you know axiom, theorem? Do you know what is axiom, what is theorem, what is corollary? I will tell in detail class when we go the theorem classes. So it is a intersecting line, it is a parallel line. Okay. So the main thing is coming here, the properties of angle when in the section of lines and angles. Okay. The properties of angles for the lines and angles. So light come down so that we can, it's a two parallel, one parallel, a pair of parallel lines I have drawn, and this is segment. So do you know what is segment? A line which cuts a line, it's called segment or intersect. So now with name it with A, B, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Is it fine? So now we are getting different angles here. What are the different angles? This angle and this angle, this angle and this angle. So now this angle and this angle will be equal. So what will tell this type of angle? This type of angle we will say that it is opposite angle. It is called opposite angle. Like this type of shape, it is opposite angle. Fine. Okay. Now come here with a Z shape angle. Z shape, this type of Z shape or this type of Z shape. So this angle will be this angle, this angle will be this angle. Hope you are understanding. It's called alternate angle. It's called alternate angle. So next point is alternate angle. Alternate angle. Alternate angle. Okay. Now come here. This type of angle. This type of angle. This angle and this angle. This angle and this angle, again this angle and this angle, and this angle and this angle. So four angles, four pair of angles you are getting from here. Note it down. So here you are getting this angle with this angle, this angle with this angle, this angle with this angle, this angle with this angle. So two pair four pair of angles you are getting here. So this type of angle you can tell it correspondence angle. This type of angle you can say correspondence angle. So what is correspondence angle? Correspondence angle is CORRESPONDENC. Is the spelling fine? I don't know, but hope it is fine. Correspondence angle. CORRESPONDENC. Correspondence. Okay, correspondence. correspondence angle. Oh, fine. So third angle is alternate, opposite, alternate correspondence, and the fourth angle is internal angle. So why we are discussing internal angle here? Internal angle, because it's a important property here. If two parallel lines are there, sum of internal angle equals to 180. Can you prove it? So I will prove it in the second part of lines and geometry section. Today it's the first class, so it's 180 degrees. So if it is x, it is y, it is x plus y equals to 180. Okay, so now write with me. Now write with me for better understanding, and it will be short class for you have to make it understand, then we will proceed next class. Now what is like opposite angle, and draw with me like that. Opposite angle, draw like that. So I will draw later. uh, why I will draw with a different color pen. Then second is alternate angle. Second is alternate angle. Third is correspondence angle, CORR. Correspondence angle. Fourth is internal angle. So this is readily available in book, but this is not available in book. So make a note. Make so for lifelong memory of this type of thing. Draw beside like that. Only draw beside like that. Do this and do this. Yes, and don't no need to name here. Only you have to keep it is a like symbol. You have to keep it in mind. Alternate angle like this and this. So keep it in mind like the symbol. Correspondence angle, draw like that. Okay, again draw like that, or draw like that. So four pair you can write for the correspondence angle. And internal angle, write draw like that. This plus this, and make a big thing so that it will be remembered for you. So no one will teach you like that, because why? Because I have done when I am learning in class 10, 9, 10 or 8. I make note like that. I made note like that. So it's a lifelong memory for me. It is a lifelong memory for me. So I am teaching what I have learned, how I have learned. So keep in mind, it's a very good introduction class for the lines and angles. In the next class of the part 2 of lines and angles, I will do problem solving. So up to now, today it's so keep practicing for the students of class 7. Opposite, alternate, correspondence, internal, and this type of symbols you have to keep in mind, so easily seeing the problem you can solve that. Thank you for today's class. Hope you have learned a little bit different. Thank you.